Still that one, still that girl, still that chic, yeah. Still that boss making moves, getting rich, yeah. Crown on my head.
Hey y'all, what's good, what's good, what's good? I hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves and all of that good stuff and whatever and what's not. This is your girl Sweet Tea, and I have some downloads for you guys for today. But first, as always, we're going to welcome Spirit in, and then we will get into your messages. Alrighty. Holy Spirit, of pure divine white light of the Most High God, I call you into this message. I ask that you grant me the ability to deliver clear and concise messages to the listener as you see fit. We thank you for all that you are, all that you have been, and all that you will continue to be. Amen. Ashe. All right, y'all. So, the letter G could be significant. Okay, so your name could start with the G or your last name, or funny because as I'm saying that, giraffe comes to mind. You could have a spirit animal that's a giraffe, or you could be going to the zoo, or there just could be something significant about giraffes for you. So if some of you guys may want to look that up, right? So, you know, type in a search engine, what is the spirit animal of a giraffe meaning? I don't know. Yep, something along the lines of that, because I worded that really weird. But anyway. Also, someone's name could be Dale, or Lee, Catherine, or James. Okay. I'm also getting like Ed. Okay. The colors blue, red, yellow, and green could also be significant for someone. Okay. Or black and gold. Now, if you have a loved one or a friend, possibly this could even possibly be someone's ex, okay, that has a name that starts with the letter G, there could be something taking place with this person, or this person could be reaching out to you, or maybe you're feeling the need to reach out to them, kind of just to check on them. Maybe someone's crossed your mind, okay. So yeah, definitely go with that. Always be mindful that, you know, if someone crosses your mind, they crossed your mind for a reason, okay? So if it's someone that you don't talk to anymore, maybe just take that moment to pray for that person, right? Because there could just be a need to. And, you know, be mindful that, because I'm kind of getting this energy of whether this is your thought process or something you're saying at the time of me speaking to this, or just you needed to hear this. There's times where people do us bad, right? Do us dirty, or shady individuals when it comes to us. They wish ill upon us, right? And yet, some of you are still the type that will still pray for those type of people, right? Because you acknowledge that there's a deeper issue that's deep-rooted within them that they need assistance with, right? Whether it's just a dark energy that's, you know, stuck with them, or they've had some trauma and things that they have not healed, whatever it may be, right? But you moving in that pure space, right? Which is moving in a high frequency energy of love, right? One of the highest energies, the thing that can conquer all things, right? You assist yourself way more than you know. Okay, so I say that because there could be someone who's kind of just in this space of that's naturally how you are, that's naturally who you are, but there's moments where you kind of question, like, well, why am I even thinking about this person and wanting to pray for this person when in fact I know they're doing the total opposite when it comes to me, you know? And so this is just spirit reminding you that it's okay to feel the feelings that you feel, and it's okay to continue to move in that space, because that is the space that is what continues to excel you. That is the space that continues to keep you in love and pure and divine energy. That is the space that keeps you, you know, just within good energy. I'm just kind of leave it at that, okay? So long story short, if you notice that there's somebody who crosses your mind and you know that like they not sitting around thinking good thoughts about you, but when they cross your mind, you're thinking like, dang, I don't really deal with them no more. I don't trust them, or I don't rock with them like that, but I do wish them well. I do hope that they're doing good. This could even be like you could see a picture online or something of somebody that you don't talk to anymore. Like say you have mutual friends and like they go hang out with this person or whatever, and you're like, oh, such and such looks nice, or oh, they look like they're doing okay, or something like that, It's just something about you not being spiteful, or you not holding on to old energy or harboring old energy, or so when you see them you're like, oh, look at them, because it's whoever you are. You don't give me an energy of that. You give me an energy of like, you see the person, you're like, oh, okay, well, it's good to know they're doing good, you know what I'm saying? Or if you do see them and they're looking bad, you're like, dang, like that really sucks. And it's like you deep down you kind of know why they look bad or why they're going through whatever, but at the same time you still like, well, let me just pray for them, because I really don't wish bad on nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's something like that. But anywho, moving forward, there's something about somebody needs like their own something to do, otherwise like they'll stay in your business. Or there's just something about like when somebody has something to do, like then how I want to say it, like they're not worried about what you got going on, but outside of that, they all up in your business. They nosy, they trying to see what you own. Some of you guys could even be being micromanaged, so this could even be like work. So say like, on a regular day you're working, just doing your thing, you got some manager that's always just coming walking by your desk, or they all down, oh, did you work on this, or did you get this faxed over, or hey, do you got that such and such file ready, or just whatever, right? And he like, dang, you over here worried about what I'm doing if I got my stuff done. Like, don't you got something else to do? Something like that, right? But you notice maybe one day out the week, it's like they didn't even come around that day. And you're like, oh, what? Such and such left me alone today. And you happen to, go for your break and you see them over at their desk and they got a bunch of work that they're doing. So they're leaving you alone because they actually have something to do. So it could be something like that too. It could be the workplace. It could just even be whatever. It could be your kids. Okay. You can have a kid that's just all up in your business, all up in your room, whatever, and they don't got nothing to do. You're like, go do something. It could be something like that. It could even be a lover. You could be like, babe, I don't know, you might need a new hobby or something, because I'm over here trying to do this and whatnot, and you all down my grill. Like, I don't know, it could just be something like that. But anyway, moving forward. So, there's something about, now this could be you or this could be people outside of you, I don't know. I'm in the AI space, so I know people have their personal thoughts and opinions when it comes to the AI space. And me having an understanding of it all, I comprehend that there's a duality to it, at least when it comes to just how I feel about it. So long story short, there's a lot of people that are upset, as they have the right to be, with saying that AI is ruining the planet, and talking about the data centers and things like that, right? But let me just say this, y'all. While I have a great respect for that opinion and that knowingness, right, I need us to also not, I just recently saw this, and I've heard it before, but it just kind of really stood out, so I'm gonna just say it. There's a need for us to not yuck other people's yum, right? Some people really are thriving in the AI space. Some people really are just enjoying the things of AI, and I say that because a small example, just recently there was like this viral trend of people creating caricatures via ChatGPT. And so, you know, a lot of people were doing them on their whatever, Facebook or whatever social media they decided to share it with. And so a lot of people were like irritated by it, or they like, okay, I can wrap this up, like, oh my gosh, like y'all ruining the planet. And I just want to speak to the fact that, like, it's just some real stuff, and y'all probably gonna feel away for those of you who have that mindset of it's ruining the planet and all of that. Let's be real with ourselves, okay? While that very well may be true, don't try to condemn people for using AI and finding their own little something within that, when in fact it gives off hypocrite. It can be very hypocritical, and I say that only because it's like there's plenty of things that more than likely you do or that they do that is just the same, if not worse, okay? Because it's like, are you going to stop driving your car every day? No. Oh, okay. Well, that ruins the planet too, right? Okay. Are you going to be adamant about recycling and not purchasing items that aren't disposable, or you can't break them down? Probably not, because that's going to be a really hard task. Or even if you do it, you're probably not going to be as consistent with it as it needs to be for you to truly not have an effect on the planet, right? Amongst many other things, guys. There's so many things that we've become accustomed to as being on this planet that it's just kind of, it's a little hypocritical for you to be so hard on people who are dealing in the AI space. And it's also okay to just be okay in knowing that maybe I'm just unaware or unfamiliar with AI, and it makes me uncomfortable, so I'm just going to try to condemn it or say that it's bad and all this other stuff. And like I said, I'm not saying that the whole energy and data center and all of that is not important. Trust me, I get it, is very valid. But I'm just speaking to the extent of, like, don't try to make it like it's so much worse than you getting in your car every day, putting gas in it, and the exhaust and all that affecting the planet, right? Or you always drinking from plastic and things like that, or you always, you know what I'm saying? It's just one and the same. And so anyway, I'm gonna move from that because I do understand that is kind of sort of a difficult topic, and different than politics and religion, but it still gives that energy to me. So take that energy for what you will. Now, there is someone who does not agree with like a movement that you're operating within, or that or something that you do, whether it's for work or even possibly your opinion, okay? If we going off kind of what I was just speaking to, right? That doesn't necessarily agree with what you have to say when it comes to certain topics, but this is someone who loves you a lot, and they do value your advice and opinion and things like that. So even if they disagree with certain things that you say, they love you enough to still choose to support you regardless. Okay, so that's actually a really beautiful thing, because we do have to be mindful of the fact that we are all different individuals. We have all experienced different circumstances and come to our own personal conclusions. And with that being said, just because we have a difference of thought space, mindset, it does not mean that we have to hate each other. Right? Or, oh no, I don't think that, so and it's like, it's okay, like I don't have to think like you. That is the whole point of why Source broke itself up into so many different particles, to have different experiences on this planet, to have differences of opinion, to look different, to you know what I'm saying? So so if you do have someone who just still loves you, even though they may not agree with everything that you do, know that you are very, very gifted and very blessed, right? Okay. And just make sure that you appreciate those people, okay? Moving forward. Now, you could be referring back to old content or old work creations that gives you a new inspiration to build on, right? So just an example, say you many years ago you created an ebook that was about Blase Scoop, right? And say you're in a space of maybe you could be possibly drawing a blank on what to create content wise, or even just wanting some inspiration, right? Or you could even just be, say you're sorting through things, or you're going through your social media and you're cleaning it up, or you're archiving certain things in your IG or just YouTube or whatever, okay? And you could be like going back through some of your old videos or some of your old posts, or even, like I said, if you had an ebook, you could be going back and rereading through your ebook. Like, say you go pick up your old laptop, or you know, you're cleaning out your garage or your basement or your storage or whatever, and you're like, dang, I forgot all about this dang laptop. You know what, let me look in here and see if it's, you know, whatever, and you go through it and you find some old PDFs that you forgot all about. You're like, dang, I forgot about these PDFs. You know what, let me read through them, or let me send them to my new laptop or whatever, and you get to going through those old ebooks that you created, or just whatever it is. Could even be a book for some of you guys if you're authors, and you just find a new inspiration for new content, okay? So, and this also could be journal related. If you have old journals, or you have old notepads, or old like sticky notes somewhere, you could be referring back to those things. You could be realizing like, dang, you know what, I never kind of put this out, or I never really spoke to this, or I have a newfound way of seeing this. So, you know what, let me speak on this now in present day, right? Because like maybe you created something a while ago, but back in that space and period of your life, you felt that way, right, with great reasoning. But maybe now you've had different experiences since then, and now your outlook on that same subject is a little different, right? So you could be creating new content to kind of update your audience on your newfound perspective, okay, when it comes to a certain something. All right. There's also something about double checking yourself and or your systems, okay? Some of you guys this could be like mail related, or even email or fax related. Prior to you sending out that mail or email or text or fax, double check like where you're sending it, okay? So double check the number, double check the address, double check the the email address, and all of those things, because there could be a slight error, whether there's a left out suite number, or there is a maybe you accidentally typed the number wrong in the fax, or maybe you misspelled the name in the email address, whatever it could be. But just be mindful of that prior to submission, okay? Just double check your stuff and your systems, all right? Let's see. I'm not sure if I think I did, but the name Lee's coming back up, okay? Somebody could go by Lily, or Layla, or Leela, or something about that could be significant. Some of you guys could be dealing with someone who just talks, but like they don't show proof. It's like they could be a person who just says what needs to be said in that moment to keep you around, or to keep someone around. They just be someone who's good with words. They could know the right thing to say at the right time to persuade people in the way that they need to fulfill their goal, right? I am kind of getting the energy of a masculine with the feminine. No, it could be the other way around. It could be a feminine with the masculine. It just depends on what you got going on. But it could just be a situation where someone keeps saying certain things to keep someone around. They probably don't really mean what they're saying, you know. So it's an example. It could be someone telling you they love you just to keep you around, when truthfully they really only love themselves, right? They could be making up stuff like saying, oh, well, you know, I was gonna propose, but you keep doing this and that. Like, someone could just really be very manipulative, long story short, okay? So be mindful of that energy, okay? I'm getting the name James Bond. I'm also getting black and white. I'm getting tuxes. Someone could be going to some type of formal event, okay? I'm also getting the need to speak to like the black and white division dynamic. I'm gonna just speak briefly on this because I really don't want to say too much when it comes to that. But I just feel like the main message is I love y'all first off, because I gotta preface with that. I think a lot of people are not realizing that as much as you hate something or loathe it, because I like to use the word loathe, you're kind of becoming that. Okay, now granted, I could not be speaking to you, I'm just speaking indirectly as a whole, but if it resonates, it resonates, okay? Be mindful of the energy that you put out. There's a lot of people who, don't get me wrong, because I know that as a culture, we do joke a lot when it comes to certain things, i.e. the whole Karen energy, right? When someone's doing the most and wanting to play cry wolf and call the police and all those things and referring to Karen as such, right? I get it, but what I will say is there's a lot of people who are not realizing that as much as you hate racism and you hate for the shoe to be on the other foot, it's almost as if now you put that shoe on your foot, or people have put that shoe on their foot, where you are treating YT people basically the same as you don't want to be treated. So long story short, there's a lot of people who, if they refer to being called black, that are kind of mistreating Caucasian people, right? So just be mindful of that, because none of us win regardless when it comes to any type of division or any type of race war. It's more about being unified. It's more about educating people on our culture. It's more about thriving within that energy, and love ultimately is the win of all. So when it comes to anything outside of that, we all losing. Okay, so I'm gonna just say that and I'm gonna let it be, because I've just been seeing a lot of things, considering the fact that the time of me recording this is February 4th, and it's Black History Month, and you got the people who, oh no, don't call yourself black and da-da-da, and I'm not in disagreement with that statement at all. I completely I'm in that energy, but still, we celebrate the culture of things, right? But that's neither here nor there. It's like, just now that this month is hit, it's like a lot of people are kind of being racist if you pay attention. And I just feel like you're really you're no better than them if you're really hitting the whole, oh, you can't sit with us type thing, or the whole, you're not welcome in this space type of thing, So, I don't know, but it is what it is. I'm going to move forward. You are the center of attention, or you are becoming the center of attention. At this time, there's something about all eyes on you. I am also being guided to speak to Tupac when I say that. So there could be something significant about the rapper Tupac, as well as someone could be a Gemini, okay? There's also something about you being the girl most likely, or just the girl most likely school reference. So you know how like in high school, senior year, yearbook energy, they have like person most likely to blah blah blah, person most likely to blah blah blah. You could have been someone who actually was in the yearbook as someone who is most likely to do blah blah blah, right? And you could actually be living that energy, right? There's also something about you on like the negative end of the spectrum, where people thought you were most likely to not succeed, or most likely to be whatever, something that's not high vibrational. Whether it's, they most likely to be, I don't know, strung out on the street and a dolphin, or just something bad, and it's something about you superseding, or you're not living up to that, okay? Yeah. There's also something about a private room or a prayer room, okay? So some of you guys could be creating this type of space for yourself so that you can do whatever you see fit in your private or your prayer room. Okay. And also don't forget, guys, listen, hit the like button if anything in the message resonates with you. Also hit subscribe if you have not already, and go check out some of the other channels. Some of the other, you can do that too, some of the other videos on the channel, okay, as those also may resonate with you, okay? And definitely leave a comment down below and let me know, listen, if something resonates, let me know how it resonates, okay? Like, if listen, I've been over here working on my prayer room, like, let me know down below, okay? Okay. Now, we 25 minutes on this message today, okay? Someone wants you to stay consistent or within the same routine. But this is not someone like trying to motivate you to, you're gonna succeed if you stay consistent. Even though that could be their tactic. Okay, I am getting that. Someone could be kind of presenting something to you like, well, listen, if you were more consistent with doing this, then you would be successful, or you will make more money, or blah blah blah. But whoever this specific individual is, and you'll know based on your own, knowing your own discernment, this person actually just wants you to be consistent or to keep some type of same routine so that you can be more predictable. You can be someone who's very unpredictable and they hate that. So it makes it hard for them to read you, or it makes them hard for them to know your patterns because you don't have one, or because if you do have one, you switch up on them, and so it's like, oh my God, what the heck, I thought they were going to do this today and they didn't do this today, or I thought they were going to say this and they didn't say this, or, you know what I'm saying? So it's something about, like, your spirit team is actually assisting you with this, and whoever you are, you're very much, you're very tapped in with your spirit guide. So, like, when you're guided to say something, when you're guided to do something, when you're guided to move, when you're guided to, you know what, let me not do this today, I'm gonna just do this. It's like, it comes probably very natural to you, but you don't realize that you moving in that natural energy is what's really assisting you, and helping you avoid certain delays, certain blocks, certain ill will that's sent your way, yeah, so let's see. There's also something about you guys having a loved one that could be dealing with something that you don't agree with, or that kind of even possibly stresses you out to an extent, or something that maybe you've spoken to them about before, and gave them your opinion, but you could be someone who you don't like overimpose, or you don't really ask for your opinion or advice unless you're asked for it, right? And there could be something where you're seeing something, whether this is your child or a sister, cousin, brother, whoever. It can even be like your spouse, but you're seeing that maybe their parent or sister or brother or cousin is treating them a certain way that you don't personally like, and you know that they don't personally like, but they're not putting their foot down, they're not creating that boundary, or they're not cutting that tie when they deep down they know they need to, and you also even probably express to them like, yeah, you probably need to leave them alone because they don't really have your best interest at heart, or they're really just telling you things that you want to hear and trying to keep you around, or they're cheating on you, or just whatever the circumstance may be. But there's something about this loved one will eventually get it, and they'll execute in the way that they need to that's best for them. So, really just allow them that space to move within that energy, okay? And I do feel like you are already doing this, so it's not like you're down their neck like, I don't know why you still messing with them, It's like you're just letting them figure it out for themselves, because sometimes that is really just what needs to happen. We can preach to somebody all day, or tell somebody all day, or give certain advice all day and it'll go in one ear and right out the other, but it takes for that person to just have to actually experience the experience and actually feel the feelings and actually process the feelings in order for them to execute in the way that they need to execute best for themselves, okay? But yeah, so this message was loaded and we are at almost 30 minutes in, so I hope this message was helpful for you guys, and I love y'all. I will holla at y'all later. Alright, make sure y'all do all that fun cookie stuff, okay? And yeah, be great. Alright, see ya.
Still that one, still that girl, still that chic, yeah. Still that boss making moves, getting rich, yeah. Crown on my head, ain't nobody finna snatch it. All these dreams in my bag, watch me catch it. Oh yeah. Snakes in the grass, I hit a hit stall. Money in my pocket, never miss, y'all. Walking